Act 17. A handkerchief conveying the heartfelt intentions. Time: Red Chamber, 13 Summer. Location: Grand View Garden, Yihang Courtyard, Xiaoxiang Pavilion. Character: Jia Baoyu, Shui Baochai, Lin Daiyu, Wang Shifeng, Aunt Shui, Shirin, Lady Wang, Qingwen, Lin Daiyu, and several others. Character Profile Card. Name: Jean Chuan. Gender: Female. Alias: by Jean Chuan, Jean Chuaner. Identity: Servant. Personality: lively, cheerful, and assertive. Baoyu was carried back to the Yihang Courtyard, and the first person to visit him was Bao Chai. Seeing that he could now open his eyes and speak, Bao Chai felt a little relieved and sighed. If only you had listened to advice earlier, things wouldn't have turned out like this. After that, with red eyes, she comforted Baoyu again and then took her leave. Baoyu's wound was hurting a lot, and with the hot weather, he soon fell into a deep sleep. In a daze, Qiguan came in and told Baoyu about the arrest at the Prince of Zhongshuan's mansion. Then, it seemed like he saw Jean Chuan, and she wept as she told Baoyu about the friendship they had when she threw herself into the well for him. It turned out that Jean Chuan was originally a maid in Lady Wang's room. A few days ago, Baoyu was playing with Jean Chuan in Lady Wang's room. When Lady Wang found out, she scolded Jean Chuan and then dismissed her. Jean Chuan couldn't bear it, so she threw herself into the well. In a daze, half asleep and half awake, Baoyu felt a push and suddenly woke up. He opened his eyes and saw that it was Daiyu, with both eyes swollen from crying. Baoyu sighed. "What are you doing here? The sun has just set, it's very hot outside. What if you get heatstroke?" "Don't worry, even though I was beaten, I'm not in that much pain. I purposely acted this way to scare them so that they would report to the master. Please don't take it seriously." As soon as the words were spoken, it was reported from outside that Second Lady Feng had arrived. Daiyu quickly stood up and said, "I will leave from the back courtyard and come back later." Baoyu grabbed Daiyu and said, "Why are you hiding from her so well?" Daiyu pointed to her own face and said, "Look at my eyes. If they are seen, they will be laughed at." Baoyu finally let go. Daiyu walked around behind the bed and left through the backyard. As soon as Daiyu left, Aunt Feng entered the room and asked, "Are you feeling better? What would you like to eat? Just tell someone to go to my place to get it." Later, Aunt Shui also came to visit, and Grandmother Jia also sent someone to inquire about the situation. That night, after Baoyu fell asleep, Lady Wang called Shirin and carefully inquired about Baoyu's injuries. Then, she lowered her voice and said, "I heard that today Baoyu got beaten because Huan was the one who tattled to old master?" Shirin replied, "I'm not sure about that. I only heard that it seemed that young Master Bao knew an actor from the Wang mansion and they were brought over because of this. That's why Master got angry and hit young Master Bao." Mrs. Wang shook her head repeatedly. "It's not just for this, but I think there must be other reasons." Shirin also shook her head, indicating that she was not aware of the situation. After hesitating for a while, Shirin suddenly spoke up. "Today, I boldly speak some reckless words. I hope Madam won't get angry." Madam Wang signaled Shirin to continue, and Shirin continued, saying, "In principle, it's not a bad thing for young Master Bao to be disciplined by Master. If Master continues to ignore him, who knows what young Master Bao will do in the future?" Mrs. Wang sighed helplessly and said, "Your words really touch my heart. It's not that I don't know how to discipline him. I'm almost 50 years old now, and he is my only son. His body is weak and the old lady dotes on him so much, it's like he's the apple of her eye. What will happen if anything bad happens to him?" Sharon saw that Lady Wang treated her kindly and then said, "There is something on my mind that I have been thinking about. I want to talk to Madam about it, but I am afraid that Madam will misunderstand my intentions." Madam Wang detected that she had something more to say and quickly asked, "What's the matter? Just say it." "I want to ask Madam to come up with a way to get young Master Bao to move out of the Grand View Garden." Mrs. Wang looked doubtful when she heard this, and Sharon quickly explained, "Madam, please don't worry too much. I just think that now young Master Bao is not a child anymore. Although Miss Lin and Miss Xue are Baoi sisters, there are still differences between men and women. It is not very convenient for them to be together day and night. I have been worried about this for a long time, but I was afraid that if I said it, Madam would misunderstand, so I didn't dare to bring it up." Madam Wang, after listening, felt even more that Sharon was thoughtful in handling things and said with a smile, "It's great that you can think so thoroughly. Rest assured, I have my own ways in this matter. However, since you mentioned it today, I might as well hand him over to you to take care of. Be more careful." Bao Yu, just after Sharon had left, called for Qingwen and instructed her, "Go over to Miss Lin's place and see what she's doing. If she asks about me, just say everything is fine." Qingwen said, "I can't just go for no reason. I should bring a message or something. Otherwise, how should I explain my visit?" Bao Yu thought for a moment, reached out and took out 2 old handkerchiefs and said to Qingwen, "You just say, 'I asked you to give the handkerchiefs.'" Qingwen took a look and said, "This is strange. Why would anyone send 2 slightly old handkerchiefs? Miss Lin will be annoyed when she sees them." Bao Yu laughed and said, "You can take it. She knows what it means." When Qingwen arrived at the Xiaoxiang Pavilion with the handkerchief, Dayu had already fallen asleep. Upon hearing that Qingwen had brought the handkerchief on behalf of Bao Yu, Dayu was also puzzled and asked, "Who gave him this handkerchief? It must be something good, but I don't need it right now. He should keep it and give it to someone else." Qingwen laughed. "It's not new, but half new and not old." Dayu also felt puzzled, pondered for a long time, suddenly realized, and then ordered Qingwen, "You can put it down." Qingwen put down the handkerchief and left, thinking all the way but still not understanding what it meant. Dayu understood Bao Yu's intention. Bao Yu was telling her his feelings and reminiscing about their past relationship. Dayu was touched by Bao Yu's understanding of her feelings and felt happy. However, she also felt sadness because she didn't know what the outcome of their feelings would be. She couldn't help but feel sorry for Bao Yu's kindness towards her, especially after he had just been punished. If he really cared for her, why would he give her 2 handkerchiefs? She felt guilty for always being troubled and sad despite his kindness. Lost in her thoughts, Dayu had countless emotions running through her mind. Feeling a surge of affection, she instructed her maid to light a lamp, grind ink, dip the brush, and write several poems on 2 pieces of cloth. The first: "Eyes empty, tears run down empty, secretly shed, casually thrown away, for whom? Elegant gifts are difficult to understand. How can people not be sad?" The second: "Tossing pearls and rolling jade only brings sadness. Day after day, I have no ambitions and no leisure. It's hard to wipe away the tears on my pillow. Let them fall drop by drop by." The third: "The colored threads are hard to pick up from the beads on the face. The old traces of the Xiang River are already blurred. In front of the window are also thousands of bamboo poles. Can't recognize the fragrant stains either." Just as she was about to continue writing, Dayu suddenly felt a heat all over her body, her face flushing. Looking at herself in the mirror, her cheeks were rosy, her face like a peach blossom, but she didn't realize the illness was taking root from there. Lying down on the bed, Dayu still held the handkerchief in her hand, her thoughts never ceasing.